Let's talk about the Marshall manifolds. Let's segregate this video into 7 different segments. Let's start off with the design. I, for one, love the design on the case to start with because the texture, the feel, the look is very similar to the one that they have had on the larger speakers, and it's gone on for decades. That's what has distinguished them from other brands. I'm talking about the design. And if you notice, you buy a Marshall speaker, no matter where you place it in the house, it looks beautiful. Same has been with this case, no matter where I keep it. The moment I look at it, it just stands out from everything else that I have from the tech inventory. And the way this name on the case, that's Marshall, is embossed in, it's got a rubber texture to it, because of which you easily can identify this. If you have this somewhere rattling around in your pocket or your bag, the moment you feel the case, you feel that rubber texture on your fingertip, you know you've got the right one. So even if you have multiple AirPods that you're using, or for like me, when I'm searching this in my inventory, it's extremely easy for me to identify. It's not just the form factor, the feel of it. And when I'm talking about the feel, it's not something bad. The positive, because of the whole way that it's designed, is it's going to be extremely durable and scratch resistant, which is not something that I can say about the other cases out in the market. So 4 points for Marshall right there. For such a product, which is an entry-level product for them in their earphone segment, not bad at all. And the design innovation doesn't just stop there. When you flip it open, there are stages to this. This is stage 1, stage 2. It sort of feels light to the touch. You might be under the impression when you're using it for the first time that if you drop it, it'll pop out. I have dropped it a couple of times. Trust me, the earphones have not popped out. The connectors are very, very strong, so they keep them in place. And there's one trick that I've noticed is when you want to pop out the earphone, you just sort of nudge it from one side and it pops out. And the design of the stocks and the earphones, let's talk about them. I love the way the Marshall logo looks here. Though they're black, like there are many other earphones out there in the market which are black, but this prominent mark here is so subtle yet so beautiful. I don't know, it's the font, I think, that sort of appeals to me, and it looks nice when you even have it in your ear. That's design at the best. It's also practical because though the top body is plastic, the underbody or the stock has a metal finish to it and it's pretty grippy, so you are not gonna drop it down even if you are prone to having butterfingers. It's very well designed. At the bottom, you have this nice bronze plate that acts as an antenna. It doesn't really charge it because the bronze pin here is what charges it. But this again is a signature design language that Marshall has followed with their speakers. It's like the switches that they have on their larger speakers that's visible here. So overall, the design is good. So what sort of tech has Marshall packed into this whole package? Let's talk about the battery. 30 hours of battery backup, that's 23 hours with the case, 7 hours on the earbuds. So 7 hours is not bad, quite honestly. That too, when I've been listening to the audio at 70% of the volume, not bad. That also includes calls in some cases, not extensive or long calls, but short calls. Even if I do run out of battery, I can just charge them for 15 minutes and I have usable battery life of 3 hours, which is exceptional. Apart from that, they also have 5.3 as Bluetooth compatibility on these earphones, because of which your future audio codecs are going to be compatible. That is LC3 codec, which is going to be coming to these earphones after the update, is going to be supported on these earphones. LC3 codec also promises better sound quality over wireless earphones. So that's one of the biggest areas where true wireless earphones suffer. That's what Marshall is sort of giving you as a promise for purchasing your product. So it's sort of future-proofing yourself. Also, they have a very high bandwidth with respect to the lows and mids. They go as low as 20 Hz and as high as 20,000 Hz with respect to the bandwidth. That's a huge scale. Now, these are also running 13mm drivers packed in this small package. For reference, the Apple's AirPods Pro are running 11mm drivers. These are not silicone-tipped earphones like the ones that Marshall has in their inventory, because of which there is a lot of sound that bleeds in. For a lot of people, that might be something that they don't like because they want that sort of sound design or design on the ear tips where everything is isolated from them. But then this also pertains to people who do not want to isolate themselves completely. Like, imagine you're at a cafe sitting and working at your desk. The waiters walks up to you and asks you if you want something, you need something to order. But you're not aware of what's happening around you. That's sort of rude. This is for that kind of a classy people who want to be in their zone, but also be aware of what's happening in their surroundings. Because of the way they are designed and the 13mm drivers, you're able to hear the music quite well. At the same time, you're able to hear the surroundings around you. Not completely, but yes, because they are letting some sound pass through. And because they are light, they weigh 7.2 grams each. So you hardly even notice that they're there. Tap to change the song, double tap to go back. You can also answer or disconnect your calls. You can also control the volume by assigning it to one of the earphones. Like the right earphone can be for volume up, so you press and tap and hold and the volume will go up. And on the left here, if you tap and hold, the volume will start to go down. Apart from that, if you have any AI assistants or voice-based assistants on your phone, those can be programmed to individually either to one of the earphones. So that can be programmed to the app. And that brings us to the app. The app lets you customize sound as per your preference. So you go into equalizer. Now there are two settings in equalizer. One is the Marshall setting. That's how Marshall would like you to listen to the sound coming out of these earphones. Or if you want to customize it, click on M2 and then you can choose what sort of preset that you want. So there are presets that are again assigned by Marshall. Go to custom and then you can custom make your own preset. They're good with their mids and their highs, but their lows, where the bass is, they're not really that good. Marshalls have predominantly been very focused towards vocals because that's what these guys use the speakers for, is for being studio monitors, for guitarists. So even here you will see that the sound is sort of inclining towards the mids. The highs are there. The lows, where the punchy BC sound is, that's not something that you'll find on these earphones. And it's that sound bias that Marshall inclines towards and why I've mentioned the equalizer, so you can fine tune it to your preference. Okay, once you're in the app, the other customization option that you get is the way you can charge the case. If you click the percentage that's showing the charge of the case, you have this menu here. Now to customize this is as easy as just sliding it. So if you slide it all the way back, so you're determining how much charge the case should hold. And below are the options it will show with respect to what will it pertain to. Now you see all the three options are ticked. That's maximum charge, charging speed, as well as temperature. With this, what will happen is you're sort of degrading the battery faster. But if I balance it out somewhere in the mid, I'm getting maximum charge, less charging speed, and the temperature is also controlled. I know for a fact that the battery that is built into this case and the earphones will last me much more longer. Now this is an option that you do not see other players out there in the market using, which is one of the things that I like. That means I can use this for a much more longer time than I have to use the other earbuds from the other manufacturer. That's a nice touch. Before we conclude this video, I would like you guys to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if there's any product that you would like us guys to cover for you all, and if there's anything else apart from this that you feel that we should bring about as a change in the videos, we would like your feedback. So who are the Marshall Minor 4s for? Okay, if you're a person who believes in quality over quantity, you should. If you're a person who loves standing out of the crowd, you should. If you're a person who loves immersing themselves into their own reality while being aware of what's happening around them, yes, these are for you. They're currently priced at 449 grams. Pick them up while they're out fresh and hot. This is Aurelius signing off from the Cornea impression. I'll see you.